In which year did World War II begin? (1939). Welcome back to QuizBolt. Do you think you know the basics of World War II? Let's find out. Let's begin with some simple ones. Which event is widely considered the trigger for World War II? Germany's invasion of Poland. Who was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during most of World War II? Winston Churchill. Which countries form the core of the Axis powers? Germany, Italy, and Japan. Help us reach 500 subscribers. Subscribe now to support more fun quizzes. Which United States president authorized the use of atomic bombs on Japan? Harry S. Truman. Which two Japanese cities were hit by atomic bombs in 1945? Hiroshima and Nagasaki. What was the code name for the Allied invasion of Normandy in 1944? Operation Overlord. Which battle is widely seen as the turning point in the Pacific War? Battle of Midway. Who led the Soviet Union during World War II? Joseph Stalin. What does the term blitzkrieg mean? Lightning War. Which nation did Germany invade in June 1941, breaking a non-aggression pact? Soviet Union. Which battle marked a major turning point on the Eastern Front in 1942 to 43? Battle of Stalingrad. Which country was led by Benito Mussolini during World War II? Italy. What was the name of Germany's air force during the war? Luftwaffe. Which event brought the United States into World War II? Attack on Pearl Harbor. Which conference in 1945 saw Churchill, Roosevelt, and Stalin plan post-war Europe? Yalta. What was the name of the German plan to invade Britain in 1940? Operation Sea Lion. Which battle was an air campaign to gain superiority over Britain in 1940? Battle of Britain. What was the name of the German Africa Corps commander known as the Desert Fox? Erwin Rommel. Which naval campaign aimed to cut Britain off from supplies across the Atlantic? Battle of the Atlantic. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Every click counts. Join us now. Which 1942 to 43 battle in North Africa marked a turning point against the Axis? Second Battle of El Alamein. What was the U.S. program that supplied allies with war material before entering the war? Lend-Lease. Which secret British code-breaking effort helped crack the Enigma cipher? Bletchley Park. Which 1941 Atlantic Charter outlined Allied goals for the post-war world? Atlantic Charter. What was the name of the Nazi genocide of Jews and others during the war? Holocaust. Which camp became the largest Nazi concentration and extermination center? Auschwitz-Birkenau. Which Allied operation in 1942 targeted North Africa? Operation Torch. Which 1943 operation was the Allied invasion of Sicily? Operation Husky. VE Day marks the Allied victory in Europe. In which month of 1945 did it occur? May. VJ Day marks victory over Japan. In which month of 1945 is it commonly observed? August. Which German-Soviet agreement in 1939 included a secret protocol to divide Eastern Europe? Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Which 1944 Allied deception campaign misled Germany about the D-Day landing site? Operation Fortitude. Who was the Japanese prime minister and wartime leader tried after the war? Hideki Tojo. Which amphibious operation in 1944 aimed to outflank German forces in southern France? Operation Dragoon. What was the massive German counteroffensive in the Ardennes in late 1944 called? Battle of the Bulge. Which project was the US-led effort to develop the atomic bomb? Manhattan Project. Which country was occupied by Germany in 1940 after a dramatic evacuation at Dunkirk? France. Which country switched sides in 1943 after the fall of Mussolini? Italy. What were the post-war trials of major Nazi leaders called? Nuremberg Trials. When did World War II officially end with Japan's formal surrender? September 2nd, 1945. Nice job! What's your score? Drop it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button now and join the fun. Do you know that you can play this quiz live on QuizBolt.tv? Visit now and start playing. Link is in the description. All right, your next quiz starts in 5 seconds. Pick one and keep playing.